My name is Emily. I'm telling you this story not as myself, but through the eyes of a young man named Alex, a good soul at heart, but one who learned the hardest truth too late. Alex was kind in many small ways. He helped neighbors, smiled at strangers, worked hard, but life pulled him in every direction. He became so busy chasing dreams, friends, and success that he forgot the one person who had always been his safe harbor, his mother, Grace. Grace became a widow when Alex was just 8. His father passed away suddenly, leaving her to carry the weight alone. She never broke. Instead, she rose each morning with quiet strength. She took in sewing, mending shirts, stitching beautiful dresses, repairing worn fabrics late into the night. Her fingers grew calloused. Her back ached constantly, but she never once complained. Every stitch was for Alex, to give him school books, warm clothes, a home filled with dignity and hope. He was her only light, her entire world. She asked for nothing. No grand thanks, no constant attention. She simply loved in silence. Every evening, without fail, she stood by the kitchen window, the same spot, the same soft curtain, gazing out at the darkening street. She watched neighbors return home, lights flicker on in other houses, and waited for the familiar sound of Alex's footsteps. Many nights he came home late, meetings, friends, work. When he finally appeared, her tired face would light up. Her weary eyes softened with relief. A gentle smile bloomed, hiding the hours of worry she'd carried alone. But Alex, caught in his own whirlwind, often brushed her aside. "Mom, why do you worry so much?" "I'm not a kid anymore," he'd say sharply, annoyed by her simple questions. "Are you hungry? Did you eat? Are you tired?" Her heart would crack quietly each time, but she never raised her voice, never argued. She just nodded, swallowed the hurt, and kept loving. Years flowed by. Alex finished school, went to university. Grace beamed with pride, telling everyone about my brilliant son. She prayed for him daily. When he struggled to find work after graduation, she gently offered, "I know someone who might help." But Alex snapped, "Mom, I can handle it. Stop treating me like a child." The words stung deeply, yet she stayed silent, her health quietly fading. She grew weaker, more tired, but still cooked his favorite meals, cleaned the house, waited by that window, even when her hands trembled and her breath came short. Alex didn't see it, or perhaps he chose not to. He stayed out late, sometimes not coming home at all. She waited anyway. Then came the night everything changed. Grace was too ill to stand by the window. She lay in bed, breathing shallow and labored, too weak to call out. She didn't complain. She only hoped he'd notice. Hoped he'd ask, "Mom, are you all right?" But the house stayed silent. Alex returned very late. The home felt strangely empty. "Mom?" he called. No answer. He walked to her room, pushed open the door. She lay still, face pale, hands folded. He touched her, cold. No movement, no breath. Panic gripped him. "Mom, wake up. Please, this isn't funny." But she was gone. Peacefully, quietly, without a final goodbye. In that shattering moment, regret crashed over him like a wave. He collapsed beside her bed, tears streaming endlessly. Memories flooded in, her waiting silhouette at the window. Cold dinners she kept warm, the way she hid her pain behind smiles. The countless times she chose love over anger. How many nights had she stood there alone? How many times had he chosen everything else over her? Days later, the house echoed with emptiness. Then the phone rang. A kind voice said, "I'm your mother's friend. Just before she passed, she gave me your resume. She asked me to arrange an interview at a good company. She wanted this so much for you." Even in her final, weakest days, she had been fighting for his future. Alex got the job. He worked hard, climbed high, became successful. But every evening when he returned to that quiet house, the silence screamed. No warm meal waiting, no soft voice calling his name, no loving eyes at the window. That window remained closed forever. Alex learned the lesson that changes everything. Time doesn't wait. Love doesn't pause. The people who love us most often do it quietly, without demands, and one day their window closes. Don't wait for a crisis to show appreciation. Don't let "I'm busy" become an excuse. Call your mother. Visit her. Listen to her stories. Hold her hand. Tell her she matters. While she can still hear it, feel it, smile because of it. Because some hearts wait forever, until they can't anymore. Here are a few gentle images to help you feel the emotion of this story. Thank you for listening with such an open heart. If this story touched you, reminded you of someone special, or made you want to pick up the phone right now, please comment below who came to your mind, share it with someone who needs this reminder, and subscribe to Emma English Stories for more real, emotional journeys to practice your English listening and nurture your soul. Cherish them today. Tomorrow isn't promised. Sweet dreams, and hold your loved ones close.